Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting live stream. And today on the stream, we are going to be playing some dueling books, specifically making some custom cards. Give me one moment to get the live chat up so that I'll be able to talk with all of you during today's live stream. Feel free to jump into the chat and talk with me about anything regarding Yu-Gi-Oh! Or just life in general. Right now, I'm getting the live chat set up. Then I already have made the artworks and the effects for cards, but I haven't put them together in Dueling Book yet to make custom cards. So that's what I'll be doing today on the stream. Today I'll be focusing on Vintra Vizier, which is essentially an archetype that's made to support Empowered Warrior Vintra. But really it's Vintra the Empowered Warrior. His name's oddly written. But I'm very hyped in order to show off what I've made so far, especially the boss monster of the deck, who I feel like worked out really well. That one guy, Kells, said, "What up, fam squad? Yo, stream. It is good to have you." Now that I have the live chat up, I'm ready to jump right in to some custom card creation. And like I said, I've already finished making all the artworks, so you guys don't have to worry about me being like, "Oh man, I gotta draw the card and I gotta write it." And I've already written all the cards, so you guys don't have to worry about me trying to figure out how all these write-ups. Oh, before I do anything else, I got a friend request last time. I haven't been on Dueling Book since the last time I streamed, so now I finally accepted that friend request. Now I can jump into doing some custom cards. So let's scroll down to custom cards so that we can start making some Vintra Vizier cards. First off, we're going to make Vintra Vizier Psychic Bladesmith. So a big part of this is, well, the big idea behind this deck is that I like to play Vintra the Empowered Warrior in a combo deck, and all these cards exist in order to help support that combo deck. One of the main cards is Psychic Blade. So Vintra Vizier Psychic Bladesmith helps you get Psychic Blade to your hand. That's like the big idea. Also, the way that I balance these cards so that they're not just pure searchers, in other words, so they're not just straight good, is that it requires you to have at least some of the combo pieces in order for it to fill in for the combo pieces you don't have. So for Vintra Vizier Psychic Bladesmith, if you control a face-up Vintra the Empowered Warrior and have over 2,000 life points, you can add one Psychic Bladed Equip spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So it requires that you have enough life points in order to actually pay the cost for Psychic Blade, and it requires that you already control Vintra so that you can equip it to him. So that's like the balancing act that this deck tries to pull. That one guy, Kel, says in the live chat, "I made an archetype called Voidbots. I only made a few cards, but you can check them out when you can." That sounds pretty ballin'. Depending on how much time we have in the stream, we might be able to duel. If not tonight, then maybe tomorrow night. I know around like 9 something, I have to start getting ready for bed, sadly, due to the fact that I have another 8-hour class tomorrow. It's 8-hour classes every day of the week this week, Monday through Thursday. So let's upload Vintra Vizier Psychic Bladesmith, and like I said, I've already made all these images. So let's upload the next image. Also, it looks like your boy Nerd Tanker is online and sending us a message. Give me one moment, Nerd Tanker, to hit up that message. Right now, my computer's running a little slow trying to pull up this image file because, like I said, I've made all the card images already. I'm just trying to put the images together with the effect text. It may be taking a while to load just because there are so many new images on my computer. Also, I just realized I'm going to have to scroll a little bit because I've made quite a few Vintra cards, and this is the first Vintra card art. So I have to go a little bit back. I'm really excited to see what you guys think of all these card arts. This one's really basic. It's probably the most I could have done with it. So it's literally just Psychic Blade, but it's transparent on top of Vintra. Trust me, the card arts get better as we continue. Nerd Tanker says, "Boo, yo." Good to see you. Oh, but that's not all. Your boy Ryan is also online. Ryan says hi. Yo, how's it going? Oh, Nerd Tanker hit us back up. Nerd Tanker is like, yup. Hashtag yup. Okay, and then we're going back to Ryan. Ryan's like, oh, Ryan said I made a custom deck. Let's duel. Not yet. I am actively making a new deck. Well, not a new deck, a new archetype that will then have to be made into a deck. So that one guy, Kel, said your computer can't handle your card's power. I agree. It seems like my computer was being really sluggish a moment ago. But don't worry, guys, because we now have finished the first Ventra Vizier card. Now we just have to complete like the other like 11 Ventra Vizier cards that I've made. So it's gonna be a quick second. Clear card, because we already uploaded it. I've never clicked clear card. I always go out and then come back in. So I want to make sure that by hitting clear card, you don't like delete the card or something stupid like that. I feel like you wouldn't, but just to be on the safe side. Also, we've now made a lot of custom cards on here, which is pretty ballin'. It looks like it doesn't delete the card. Thank goodness. Let's see. Nerd Tanker says, I made Minecraft cards. Interesting. That's not what I would have expected, but that actually does sound like a pretty interesting idea, especially if mining is like a mechanic, like you mine for counters. Let's see. Nerd Tanker said, I'm down to duel you with them. Ooh. Ballin'. Ryan has called first game. Also, I still haven't made... well, finished making the archetype I've come up with. Nerd Tanker said, I noticed I am watching stream. Oh, I wasn't aware. That one guy, Kel, said, I called third game. Now keep in mind, I am gonna stick true to the queue, but if we hit like 9 o'clock, I gotta stop, mainly because I have to be ready for class in the morning. Class starts at like 8 something a.m. and then doesn't end until like 4 something p.m., which is a drag. But don't worry, we should be able to hopefully get in a couple games, especially since I've already made the majority of these cards. I just haven't put them in the game yet. So this one's Ventra Vizier Assault Armorsmith. If the only monster you control is a face-up Ventra the Empowered Warrior, you can add 1 Assault Armor equipped spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. There's going to be another quick play spell card. Most of these are quick play spell cards as their support for your boy Ventra the Empowered Warrior. It's explicitly for the combo. So there's going to be another card that's available to everyone. And then we have to throw in an image. So like I said, I've already made all these images. It just takes my computer a bit to load everything because there are a lot of new images on my computer as of today. So during my downtime, because we actually do have a few breaks during the course of the 8 hours of class, and during those breaks, I worked on a lot of these Ventra cards. And then I worked on a few when I got back home. I just finished doing all my laundry. This is my first time doing washing and drying at my university because it costs money. Normally I just do it at a friend's house. I can't wait to show you guys a lot of these card arts. They're actually really bomb. Sadly, though, the next card art isn't that bomb. It's another one of the lazier card arts. So I gotta apologize on that. There are 2 different versions of it. I'm trying to figure out which of the 2 I'm going to use. I guess I'm going to use the first version. The first version has a black and white Ventra with the assault armor card art superimposed on top of it. Again, these are the lazier ones. They get significantly better as it continues. So like I said, don't fret. We already uploaded because we already added an image because you can't do it out of order. So next up, we're going to do Ventra Vizier Fusionist. So there are 2 different fusion monsters that I introduced to work with Empowered Warrior Ventra. This isn't the fusion monster, but this is just a card to help you gain the fusion spell card. If you have in your hand and/or on the field Psychic Blade, Assault Armor, and Ventra the Empowered Warrior, you can add 1 Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Now, I will change that because I feel like that's a little too constricting. Also, this is a single quote, not a double quote. I need to fix that as well. So I think the reason why it's too constricting is because there are fusions that utilize other equips too. I don't know. I guess it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Rarely would you want to fuse them together if you didn't have all of them. So I guess I'll keep the text the way it is, even though it does slight cuck a few places. I'm trying to figure out what would be the easiest way to fix it. Psychic Blade or Assault Armor and Ventra the Empowered Warrior. I guess that would be the way you do it. You would put an or in the list. So it would be if you have in your hand and or on the field Psychic Blade or Assault Armor and Ventra the Empowered Warrior. So you can have what's gross is that what if you have both? What if you have so it would be if you have in your hand and or fields. Oh, well, if you have in your hand and or on the field Psychic Blade and or Assault Armor and Ventra the Empowered Warrior, you can add 1 Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That's really weird wording, I gotta say. But it'll work for now. And then we are going to add the artwork for it. And like I said, I always have to wait to load up the artwork because my computer's going too slow. I've made 12, 13, or 14, maybe 15 cards. I don't remember for Ventra Vizier. You guys will see all of them as I continue uploading them during the stream. I hope that there's enough time for us to do all these duels and for you guys to see all these card arts. Some of them are really good. Some of them are really good. And like I said, they get better as we continue. So if some of them are kind of weak right now, like in the artwork department, don't worry, it gets better. Here's another kind of shitty one. It sucks to say they get better and then immediately be like, here's a shitty one. But here's like another shitty one where it's just kind of, oh, wow, a card is superimposed on Ventra and you can't even really make out what the card is. Well, oh, man, so good. So let's clear card. I'm still a little skeptical that hitting clear card doesn't get rid of it. It doesn't, but that was a solid double check. Now we know for sure. Let's go back to upload card. So next up, we got Ventra Vizier Rewind. So Ventra Vizier Rewind solves a very particular combo problem. Let's see, that one guy, Kel, said, I looked at your Pendulum Machine card, and it doesn't seem to actually turn monsters into pendulums. Oh, you're talking about Pendulum Factory? Let's see. It's probably an issue with the wording on Pendulum Factory. Let's see. Ventra Vizier Rewind. Send all copies of Ventra the Empowered Warrior in your hand and or graveyard to the bottom of your deck. Draw 1 card for each copy of Ventra the Empowered Warrior you sent from your hand to the bottom of your deck by this effect. So essentially what Ventra Vizier Rewind is for is sometimes you want to do an empowered summon to summon Ventra the Empowered Warrior, but you don't actually have any copies of Ventra the Empowered Warrior in your deck, and you can only empowered summon directly from the deck. So how do you do it? This is supposed to be your way of getting all those copies of Ventra back in your deck so that you can then do an empowered summon. So let me grab the artwork for that. That one guy, Kels, how can I change the wording on Pendulum Factory to make Pendulum Factory do what it's actually supposed to do, which is turn a monster card into a pendulum monster. Let's see. Because what it should do, or like in an ideal like setup, is combine a continuous spell card and a monster together, and then that monster from that point on is considered a pendulum monster with that continuous spell card's effect. But I probably have jank wording on it that makes it not do that, even though that's what it should do. Here's another really lame artwork. I keep saying it gets better, but you guys haven't seen it get better. I feel like this is appropriate for what the card's called, Venture, Vizier, Rewind. But trust it'll get better. That one guy, Kel, said, all right, I can help with that. Give me a second. No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it. So let's see. We're going to clear this up, and we're going to go to Venture, Vizier, Terraformer. Another shittier card art. And it's like we're 5 cards in. All the card arts have been kind of shitty. Don't worry. I think the boss monster is what I'm really hyping up, to be honest, and it's one of the last cards. I really like some of the cards where I put like more editing in. You'll see. But Venture, Vizier, Terraformer, if you do not control a face-up Venture the Empowered Warrior and have at least 1 card in your hand, you can add 1 Empowerment Field Play spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So the idea is that you need at least 1 card in your hand so that once you get the Empowerment Field Play spell card, you can Empowered Summon Venture the Empowered Warrior, and you don't really need the Field Play spell card if you already control a Venture the Empowered Warrior. So this card only can be activated when you really need it. So that's the whole point behind a lot of the Venture Vizier cards. Beatrice says, hello. Yo, Beatrice, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Did I already upload this card? Yeah, I already uploaded this card. Cool. So we're going to browse images, and we're going to put... Oh, wait. This one isn't that bad. So this is a little bit better than the other ones. It's similar to the other ones in that it has a transparent Ventra on top of another card art, but I made the Ventra negative, so it has like a weird black and white color swap, and it works on top of the terraforming artwork. Like, it looks pretty dope. So you should be able to see it momentarily. Okay, so see how, because he's negative and transparent, you can see like the outer space background behind him. You can see the planet. I don't know. It has kind of like a weird Alien X vibe. This is better than the other ones, I would say, that I've shown you so far in the card art department. But let's move on from Venture Vizier Terraformer to Venture Vizier Psychic Healer. This one's going to look kind of weird. There's a lot of green in the card art that's supposed to represent like all the psychic energy. But Beatrice says, wow, that looks cool. Yo, you haven't seen anything yet, even though this next card art is going to look a little gross. Like I said, there's just a lot of green because there's going to be a lot of psychic energy in it. But Venture Vizier Psychic Healer, if you control face-up Venture the Empowered Warrior... Whoa. Okay, it's a list. I was like, where's the and? If you control a face-up Venture the Empowered Warrior, have at least 1 copy of Psychic Blade in your hand, and have less than 2,000 life points, gain 2,000 life points. So the whole point of this card is that if you have Venture the Empowered Warrior and you want to equip Psychic Blade to him, more likely than not, you're going to want to spend 2,000 life points to increase Ventra's attack points by 2,000. But if you don't have enough life points to do that, this card is supposed to supplement you with the life points necessary in order to pay the cost of Psychic Blade and increase your Venture the Empowered Warrior's attack. This is an issue that comes up on occasion when playing the Ventra combo deck. So this card specifically exists in order to get past that issue, and it doesn't just give you 2,000 life points straight out. It's somewhat balanced because it's a combo card that you can only really use when you need it. Right now, I'm getting the card artwork Like I said, my computer's been really sluggish ever since I added all these new card artworks to my computer. So I'm just waiting a quick moment. And they all load in slowly. So some of the images have already loaded in. Oh, here it is. Like I said, it's gonna look gross. It's just too green. It's too green. I shouldn't have made it this green. So that's my bad. Look at how green it is. It has the artwork of Psychic Rejuvenation in the background, and that's already a really green card. And then I changed Ventra's color to also be green and to make him transparent. So it's supposed to be the psychic energy is like healing him, but he just looks green. So could have been better. Could have been better artwork in that department. Moving on from Ventra Vizier Psychic Healer to Ventra Vizier Dark Hole. Now, Ventra Vizier Dark Hole is not a true Dark Hole, not at all, because it doesn't destroy your opponent's monsters. So it's a card that destroys all the monsters you control except for Ventra the Empowered Warrior you have on your field, and I'll explain why in a moment. So if you have at least one copy of Assault Armor in your hand and control at least 2 monsters, at least one being Ventra the Empowered Warrior, destroy all monsters you control except one copy of Ventra the Empowered Warrior. This is because Assault Armor doesn't let you equip to a monster unless you only control one monster. So that's the main issue. So if you control more monsters than just Ventra the Empowered Warrior, but you have Assault Armor in your hand and you just essentially can't play it, this card exists to be like, aha, now I can play it and do the combo. So let's get that card art. And this is another pretty okay one. The only reason why I call it pretty okay is because I was like, wow, that other card art was really cool for Ventra Vizier Terraformer. What if I do the same thing, but in front of Dark Hole? So if you've seen Terraformer, it's a very similar concept to Terraformer. Maybe it looks a little bit cooler, considering it looks like the middle of his body is like a black hole. You'll see in a moment. But let's see, scrolling through. I still think you guys have yet to see some of the best artworks that I've made for this archetype. They do get a lot better as it continues. Nerd Tanker says, a self-Raigeki? That seems stupid. Then he said, same thing. Then he said, whoopsie, lol. So yeah, it is kind of dumb that it destroys all your monsters. It's mainly to allow you to do the combo piece. Essentially, if you didn't have a card like this, you'd be in situations where you're like, man, I wish I could play Assault Armor right now, but I can't, because I control too many things. But this is the card work for Ventra Vizier Dark Hole. I actually think this one turned out a little bit better than the terraforming one. I like the streaks that the Dark Hole artwork puts in, along with the impact lines that are on the Ventra card already. They kind of all flow into each other, and it almost looks like the impact lines are pointing directly into the Dark Hole. So I think this artwork is pretty bomb. And I feel like the card serves its purpose. It's definitely made specifically to be a combo fixer than to do anything else. Next up, we have Ventra Vizier Defender. So Ventra Vizier Defender is a little bit different from the other cards that I've made. The other cards were specifically like, this is to make the combo work. This one exists because I feel like all archetypes require like a few basic things. They need like a drawback nullifier, which for the most part, this whole archetype has been a drawback nullifier. You know, they've been things to help you get the combo off. It needs a searcher, which we haven't seen the searcher yet. It needs something for card protection, and it needs something for card destruction. This is the card protection card, Ventra Vizier Defender. If a face-up Ventra the Empowered Warrior you control would be destroyed or removed from the field by battle or card effect, you can activate this card instead. If this card is activated during your opponent's battle phase, immediately end your opponent's battle phase. So essentially, this is to help protect your Venture the Empowered Warrior if for whatever reason you summoned Venture the Empowered Warrior to the field and then couldn't do anything else. Or maybe you couldn't kill your opponent that turn. You didn't have like the other combo pieces. That one guy, Kel, said, I think to fix Pendulum Factory, have it say this card and one other card on the field is treated as a pendulum monster with the pendulum effect of the destroyed spell/trap card. Yeah, that's more or less like what the card text should say. So I do need to change Pendulum Factory at some point so that it does what it's actually supposed to do. I think Pendulum Factory right now has just too many words on it. I have it saying a whole lot, but not saying what it needs to say. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Kels. I almost said I appreciate that one guy, Kels. I have a bad habit of just reading people's whole names, even if they have a shorter name. So right now I'm waiting to load up that card art. And the one I was just looking at was Defender. Defender has an okay card art. I made the shield that he has in the card art. It's pretty dope. There was an earlier version that tries to play off of like negatives, but I actually wanted it to be a more colorful card. So I feel like the shield turned out pretty well for doing that. It's like a rainbow shield. Ooh, so that's Venture Vizier Defender. And like I said, that's the card protection card of the archetype. Moving on from Venture Vizier Defender, we have Venture Vizier Scout. So this is the searcher card. And it can pretty much search any card that you need for the combo, and it doesn't have the same limitations of the other cards. So a lot of the other cards are like, you can only activate this effect if all these conditions are met. This one is you just get the search. It's just, I felt like it would be shitty. You can't have a conditional searcher that can search anything. I think that was the issue. So it just lets you search any of the things. Add one Venture the Empowered Warrior, Psychic Blade, Assault Armor, Empowerment, or Venture Vizier Equip Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And that's pretty much it. It just searches any one of the combo piece cards. It's going to be definitely a 3 of in any Venture Vizier deck. That one guy, Kel, said also add something that gives the turn pendulum monster a pendulum scale. That's true, because that is an issue. Wait a minute. I think I remember how Pendulum Factory was now. Wasn't Pendulum Factory a pendulum spell card to begin with, like as a pendulum monster? And the way it's written is that it becomes the monster that you like got rid of it for. Like it gains that monster's effect and name, and then it gains the pendulum effect of the continuous spell card that you get rid of for it. It's something like that. Why doesn't that work? Why doesn't that work to make it a pendulum monster? I suddenly had like a weird flashback, and I was like, isn't that what it does? More or less? Okay, so I already uploaded Venture Vizier Scout. Now here's one card art that's okay. I feel I do a similar thing with this card art and another card art that you've yet to see, and I feel like the one that you've yet to see does it a lot better than this one does. Both, I think, look nice. They're very colorful cards, but this one isn't nearly as good as the other one. I actually made the other one first. You guys still haven't seen the other one, but I am curious to see what you guys think of this concept. So essentially, I mean, I don't really have to explain it. You're about to see it on the screen momentarily. That one guy, Kel, said, I thought Pendulum Factory is supposed to also make other cards into pendulums. It does in a very indirect way. So it turns itself into the combination of the spell card you used. Does it also do continuous traps? I'm not sure. But it combines the effect of the continuous card you used and the monster card you used and the name into one card. So Pendulum Factory, if you used Venture the Empowered Warrior and you used Soul Absorption, which is a very random continuous spell card. Don't know why I couldn't think of any other continuous spell card. It would have the pendulum effect of Soul Absorption, and it would have the monster effect and name of Venture the Empowered Warrior. So that's how Pendulum Factory works. So it changes its own name and its own effects so that it becomes what you want it to be, if that makes sense. So this is the artwork for Venture Vizier Scout. Like I said, it looks nice, it's colorful, but it's not as good as another card that I've yet to show you that essentially does the same thing. Well, it doesn't have the same effect, but it has a similar artwork style, which you'll see in a moment. So that was Venture Vizier Scout. Next up, we're going to do Venture Vizier Grenader. Now, this was, for a short time, my favorite card artwork I had made for Venture Vizier, what you're about to see. And it's what was the inspiration for Venture Vizier Scout. It just turned out hella well. But Venture Vizier Grenader is our destruction-based card. So what it does is if you control a face-up Venture the Empowered Warrior, you can destroy one card on the field. That's all it does. It's very basic. It's essentially like a generic removal-based card for the archetype. So we're going to upload that. Okay, so then Kel said, oh, okay, I get it now. He said, okay, all you need to change then is to add an effect that changes the pendulum scale, unless you want to keep it at 0 scale. I had trouble figuring out what I would, like how I would set it up for setting a pendulum scale, because you don't want it to be the player can set it to like any scale. And I think I also had issues with the amount of text on the card. There's just a lot of text on the card. So now that we hit the upload button, right? Yeah, we hit the upload button. So Venture Vizier Grenader. Now it's time for me to show you what was, for a time, my favorite Venture Vizier card art. This is not my favorite anymore, but I do think out of the cards that try and use this like colorful motif for having the character be surrounded by a bunch of objects, Grenader, I think, does the best. But there is an even better colorful card that I've yet to show you, better than Grenader. But Grenader is what started it all, and it has a solid place in my heart. Look at it, look at it. Ooh. So when I look at Venture Vizier Grenader, I imagine all those rainbow colored grenades circling Venture, like moving around his body. And that one that's above his finger, like floating or whatever. I just dig it. I really like that card art. I like the visual that it gives off. And I like the reflection of light that's on the grenades. I feel like that's one thing that's missing from Venture Vizier Scout that tries to do a similar visual effect. I just feel like this card art turned out really well. I upped the contrast on Venture, and they like blend together a little bit. The grenades feel like they're supposed to be in the card art. I love it. I love it. But enough about Venture Vizier Grenader. Solid card, solid card. We're now going to get to Venture Psychic Bladesman. We're getting into these boss monsters. Boss monsters. So here's Venture Psychic Bladesman. And we're going to put in the effect. So Venture Psychic Bladesman is one of the fusion monsters that are in the deck. So it requires Venture the Empowered Warrior and Psychic Blade in order to summon it. This monster's name becomes Venture the Empowered Warrior while face up on the field. When this monster is special summoned, pay 2,000 life points. This monster can attack your opponent directly. So this is a monster. It's not a Venture Vizier monster. It's kind of its own thing. So we're going to go in. It's a warrior, even though it's a Psychic Bladesman, because it's essentially a perfect fusion between Venture the Empowered Warrior and Psychic Blade. And sadly, Psychic Warrior isn't archetype. Well, not an archetype, but a type. It is a fusion monster, which is pretty dope. It's level 5 because Venture the Empowered Warrior is level 5. I actually need to Google what Venture's stats are. I don't remember what Venture's stats are at all. But he should essentially have Venture's stats, except for one important one. He has higher attack. So he starts off with 4,000, attack, but you have to pay 2,000 life points when you special summon him. And then I also need to look up Psychic Blade's effect. Does Psychic Blade only increase attack, or does it increase attack and defense? While Google's trying to load that up, let me check the live chat. That one guy, Kel, said, how about this card's pendulum scale is equal to either the number of cards on the field or the number of cards in your hand, your choice. That's interesting. Number of cards on the field. You could have a pretty big scale, a number of cards in the hand. You could have like a pretty moderate scale. That's not bad. That's not bad. That might be what I'll have to do for Pendulum Factory. You'll have to remind me to edit Pendulum Factory to make sure that I get that in. So let's see. Right now I'm checking Psychic Blade to see if it increases attack and defense, or if it just increases attack. So give me one moment. It does increase attack and defense. So its defense value will be 2,000 plus Ventra's defense value. So we're going to search Ventra. So Ventra only has a measly 800 defense. So this will have 2,800 defense points, which is not bad. That's a lot better than 800. But this is Ventra Psychic Bladesman, and it's literally just Ventra the Empowered Warrior if you equip it with Psychic Blade, but as a fusion where you fuse together Ventra and Psychic Blade. So upload. Attribute is blank. Oh, snap. Yo, Ventra. Ventra is a wind type monster. So let's see. Wind. Hey, there we go. Nice. And the card artwork for this is okay. What I really like about it is that I couldn't get like a clean cutout of Psychic Blade. So I wasn't able to just take the Psychic Blade card art and just incorporate it into this. So I used a royalty-free sword image from Pixabay, and then I edited that sword to try and make my own custom version of Psychic Blade. And this custom version of Psychic Blade looks like it fits into the card art, which I really like. And I also use this version of Psychic Blade in other card arts that you're going to see very soon. I am excited for you guys to see these other versions of Psychic Blade. Well, these other monsters that I've come up with. Now, the card art doesn't do anything too crazy. It's pretty much just Ventra holding the custom Psychic Blade that I made. Luckily, he already has a grip fist on that hand, so I just like stuck the Psychic Blade in his hand. But yeah, it's Ventra holding Psychic Blade. But it's pretty powerful with its ability to attack the opponent directly, which is what Ventra already can do, and with its 4,000 attack and 2,800 defense, which is what Ventra would normally have when equipped with Psychic Blade. It's pretty strong. You can essentially attack your opponent for half their starting life points directly with Ventra's Psychic Bladesman. So he's pretty dope, but things get better. Next up, we have Assault Armor Ventra, which is the same kind of concept. Assault Armor Ventra is just Ventra fused with Assault Armor. So let's see. We're going to copy all that text and put it in here. Whoa. Okay, and then we're going to space it out a little bit. Then we need to grab the name and put it in. So Assault Armor Ventra is going to look really interesting, mainly because he's a weird composite. So Assault Armor Ventra actually doesn't have an attack defense point change at all. So he's just going to have 2,000 attack and 800 defense, no boost. I know Assault Armor gives a boost, but the way that this archetype works, he's using Assault Armor only to use its second effect, not to use its first effect. He essentially works the same as what you would try to do in the combo piece, which is why he doesn't take advantage of the first effect of Assault Armor. So when I turned it into a monster, it got rid of the attribute. Calm down. So this is a fusion monster. And then we are going to put in type. It is a warrior. Then we're going to read it off. So, Ventra the Empowered Warrior plus Assault Armor are the materials needed in order to summon Assault Armor Ventra. This monster's name becomes Ventra the Empowered Warrior while face up on the field. All other monsters you control are sent to the graveyard when this monster is summoned. You cannot control other monsters while this card is on the field. This monster can attack twice the turn it is special summoned to the field. This monster can attack your opponent directly. So it can attack your opponent directly the same way that Ventra can. He can attack your opponent twice, but when he does so, he can only do it the turn he special summon, similar to when you equip Assault Armor to Ventra. What I normally do is immediately unequip it, and its effect allows you to attack twice, but only during that battle phase. So it's pretty much the same. The whole point of these is that they're the same monster and the same equip, just made into one card. So he's not the best card in the world, but he's not really made to be. It's more or less how I imagine Ventra to be when Ventra is equipped with these cards. So now I'm going to show you the artwork. Now this is really interesting. The way that I made this artwork, so Assault Armor is essentially just an image of Neos with an aura around him. It's like a yellow orangey aura. And by Neos, I mean Elemental Hero Neos? Is that his name? It's weird to say, is that his name? But I never play Neos in anything. And I always just call him Neos. But because Assault Armor is essentially just Neos, I took Ventra's head and I put it on Neos's body. And then I changed the colors so that the colors look like the aura, more or less, that's around Assault Armor. So I hope you guys like the card artwork. It looks like there's just an explosion going on behind him. But this is Ventra wearing the Assault Armor is the idea. So that's pretty dope. So that's Assault Armor Ventra. I had a lot of trouble with this card. I tried a lot of different colors before I decided on just using the color of the aura that's around Assault Armor. And this is the color that I stuck with. Not only does it kind of go with the aura that's around Assault Armor, but it also makes the background look like a massive explosion behind him. And I think it helps blend Ventra's head in a little bit better with Neos's body, as not all color combinations allow you to do that smoothly. So that's Assault Armor Ventra. I am pretty proud of how it turned out in the end. His head does have a colorful box around it. That box is due to the fact that the colors of Ventra's card art don't really go with Neos's card art. So I upped the contrast really hard. And like I said, it looks like an explosion. So it kind of looks like it's just a part of the explosion behind him rather than his head just popping out at you. But it's one of those things that I can't personally unsee. I always see that box. But that's Assault Armor Ventra. So next up we have, I gotta hit clear card. After Assault Armor Ventra, we have Assault Armor Psychic Bladesman Ventra. So essentially it's the culmination of the other monsters that we just saw. And it is the ultimate boss monster of the deck. I really, really like this card art. This is my official favorite card art. It has very similar stats to Psychic Bladesman Ventra, but it's just straight up a better card than Psychic Bladesman Ventra because it has the abilities of both Psychic Bladesman Ventra and Assault Armor Ventra. And you don't have to have both of those fusions out and then fuse them together. It just requires that you have the equips needed to fuse them together. Sadly, you can't do something like have Assault Armor Ventra and then fuse Psychic Blade into him to make this, or do it the other way around. I kind of made it where if you have one of the fusions, you're more or less just stuck with that fusion. So I apologize for that. But without further ado, let's copy the effect text in so you guys can see what he's capable of. There's actually a lot of effect text in here. Whoa, yeah, that is a thick boy. That is a hefty box. let's see. I didn't put quotes around Psychic Blade for some reason. So let me do that. Let me create a space, and then I gotta jump to the bottom. Actually, no, it all fits on the card. It's just small. Okay, so Assault Armor, Psychic Bladesman, Ventra. It requires Ventra the Empowered Warrior, Assault Armor, and Psychic Blade to summon it. So those are the materials. This monster's name becomes Ventra the Empowered Warrior while face up on the field. All other monsters you control are sent to the graveyard when this monster is summoned. You cannot control other monsters while this card is on the field. When this monster is special summoned, pay 2,000 life points, 2 stacks. This monster can attack twice the turn it is special summoned to the field. This monster can attack your opponent directly. So it is a hefty, hefty boy, and it's pretty much just Ventra equipped with Psychic Blade and equipped with Assault Armor. So he's not that broke. He's not broken. I think that would be my whole argument. It's not a broken card because you can do this already using those exact cards. It actually takes less cards to do it normally because you don't have to play the fusion spell card in order to do it. But I really like the visual of seeing all of it put together. I hope you guys like the card art. Like I said, this next card art is actually my favorite card art out of all of the different Ventra Vizier cards. This is the moment you've all been waiting for to see your boy. If my computer would just load the card. So right now I'm just waiting on the image. Like I said, I really dig this one. And I actually made 2 different versions of this card art, but I'm definitely going to use the latest version because I feel like the latest version just feels more like a boss monster. Boom. Assault Armor, Psychic Bladesman, Ventra. So it's essentially Assault Armor Ventra given the custom Psychic Blade that I made, and then I split them up into multiple rainbow colors. I just feel like his very colorful setup really fits a boss monster. I really like colorful Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I could just imagine this being like a foil or something like that. So I dig it. Let's see. The Polo, let's see. The Polo Head Fan 276. I'm going to call you Polo. Yo, Polo. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Let's see. That one guy, Kel, said, these cards are turning out pretty good. Oh, I'm glad that you dig them. Polo said, ooh, Empowered Support. Underrated archetype. Thank you kindly. Yo, Gamer Spirit. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. So this is Assault Armor, Psychic Bladesman, Ventra. Like I said, out of all the Ventra cards I've been showing off, this is my favorite when it comes to the card art. And I make all these card arts myself using public, I was about to say public domain, using royalty-free images. Google Drawing is the program that I use to edit them. And I also use existing Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So the head is Empowered Warrior Ventra, well, Ventra the Empowered Warrior. The body is Elemental Hero Neos. And then I wasn't able to pull Psychic Blade off of its card art, so I made a custom Psychic Blade and gave it to him. And then I made it multiple different rainbow colors to help really sell that he's like a powerful boss monster. And he is really strong. He can attack twice the turn it's special summoned, and it can attack directly, and it has 4,000 attack, which together sounds broken, but keep in mind, if you equip Ventra the Empowered Warrior with Assault Armor and with Psychic Blade, he can do all this anyways. And what is he made out of? He's made of Ventra, Assault Armor, and Psychic Blade. So you use the same cards to do the same thing. It's just put all together into one card. So I feel like that helps balance it out. And it actually takes more to do it this way because you also have to use a fusion spell card. But don't worry, there's still more Ventra cards left. We actually have one last Ventra card. Sadly, this is the best card artwork that I have. So this next one isn't going to be very good compared to this one when it comes to card art. But this will be the last Ventra card that we featured. And then after that, I'm going to jump straight into duels. So I'm really hyped in order to get into duels. I know at least 3 different people want to duel, and I only have about like 23 minutes to duel, which is why I want to jump right into duels after this. So this is Ventra Vizier Equipment Fusion. Also, I still got to make the deck. I got to make the deck using all these cards. So it's going to be like a really fast thing to make that deck. But Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion. It shouldn't be Equipment Fusion only because the card that searches it, I don't think says Equipment Fusion. I think it says Equip Fusion on it. Right now, I'm about to double check that. Sorry to slow down a little bit. So it says, yeah, Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion. Okay, I'm glad that I caught that. That would have actually really sucked if I put the wrong thing and then tried to play it and then you go, aha, that card doesn't exist. It was like, nani? Anyways, Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion. Special summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using Ventra the Empowered Warrior and an equipped spell cards from your hand and or field as materials. I can make that better to, well, easier to read. And one or more equip spell cards from your hand and or field as materials. There we go. I just feel like that's better than what I had before. So now we're going to upload that. And like I said, this next one isn't going to be as good, this next card art, because I didn't save the best card art for last. But this is the fusion spell card that's necessary in order to summon those boss monsters that I showed off earlier. So just give me one moment to pull up the image. Like I said, for whatever reason, my computer really struggles to grab all the images, probably because today I just flooded it with images with all the card arts that I've shown off so far. I may have to put all these images in a folder and like back it up. Maybe like send it to myself in an email and then like delete these off my computer. That way it'll help make more space because I did essentially just take up a ton of space on my computer making all these Ventra cards. Let's see. So right now I'm scrolling through trying to find this last Ventra card. It would suck if I didn't. Ooh. Oh no. So I think this last Ventra card I made and then I didn't download it. So I need to download it. Khalil said, I'm new here, so hello. Yo, Khalil, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. So real quick, I need to go into Google Drawing. And then from Google Drawing, I need to pull up the Ventra card because I forgot to save it to my computer. Do 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 do. Okay, so we're almost in, almost good. Waiting. Excuse me. Just taking a moment to load Google Drawing. Oh, that's right. So we learned recently that it sucks to try and have Google Drawing open at the same time as Dueling Book, which is the whole reason why I made all the card artworks first and then did the stream. So the fact that I forgot to download this one card art is going to definitely cuck us a bit. Right now, I'm still waiting for Google Drawing to fully load. Hey, here we go. So now files clickable. So now I'm going to hit open. And hopefully the last one that I made was the fusion one. So I can just jump right in and use it. Fingers crossed. If it's not, I'm going to just have to remake it, which wouldn't be too bad. I don't even think it would be that hard to remake. It would just be opening more tabs. Would probably slow down everything. And I mean everything. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to slow down everything. So I could have sworn I hit file open, but I may not have. Okay, here we go. So now I can see it actually trying to pull it open. Fingers crossed, guys, at home, to try and make sure that the card that we need is the card that's in this list. Also, fingers crossed later when I'm playing duels and I need to draw the card I need. It's a very similar Heart of the Cards vibe. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. So the issue isn't that deep. I can fix this with the greatest of ease. I just need to recreate the card. Actually, I might want to open up one of those files that I just saw. It would probably make it pretty easy. A matter of fact, I think I know what happened. So we're going to open up a different card that you guys have already seen, Ventrivizier Fusionist. Let's see. DD10 said, I just watched your Relsh 101 video. Nice. Yo, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. It's been a hot minute since I've done a lot of the real-life superhero stuff. But I definitely have plenty of real-life superhero content on the channel if you're interested in checking that out. Let's see. I'm trying to get it to load so that I can edit this image. Because I think if I just undo enough times on this image, it'll just turn into the card that I had before. There we go. So the undo arrows are here. So I'm going to try to just Control Z multiple times. Oh, it's so slow. It's so slow. Yeah, I haven't seen it change even once. I've now hit Control Z multiple times. But I feel like if I hit Control Z too many times, I'll undo too much. So now I'm just smashing Control Z. Let's see. Kel said, sorry, I'm not typing that much. Trying to make some card art for Voidbots. Ooh, ballin'. Let's see. It might be easier for me to not try and just undo a ton of times. So we're going to send that to back, and we're going to replace this card art with polymerization's card art. Doom, doom. Bow, 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 bow. But yeah, no problem, Kels. I'm in a similar spot where I'm also trying to edit some card art, which I had already made, but I didn't save it. So that's my bad. Let's see. So I just need, actually, do I even need to copy it? I probably don't. So I'm going to hit copy image address, and then I'm going to hit replace image, replace by URL. Then I'm going to paste the URL in. Because I didn't look at the bigger picture of the image, the address that I got isn't what I need, sadly. Ooh, and also I'm getting white screens because I feel like my computer is being pushed to its limits, which is crazy. During my 8-hour class, I was able to use my computer to run like Windows 10 VMs, like virtual machines of Windows 10 on a Chromebook. So the idea that it's slugging out over this is really ridiculous. Just can't handle the tabs. Now that I think about it, I can close at least one of these tabs. I can close Google Keep, but first, before I do that, make sure Quick Fusion is already uploaded. Okay, cool. Copy image address. We're going to try to do the replace again, but just with like the true image, or not do that and just copy it so that we can guarantee that it works. And fingers crossed we can get past this white screen that we just have to wait on. Do 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 do. Hey, anyone watching? Do you guys watch Dragon Ball Super, or have you already watched Dragon Ball Super? There's been some recent news, no spoilers, so not spoiling anything. But the Italian voice actor, no, it says page unresponsive. exit page. It would probably be easier just to go back in. Polo says they're still on Dragon Ball Z. Oh, okay, understandable. How are you enjoying Dragon Ball Z so far? Oh, the news, by the way. The Italian voice actor for Vegeta says that there will be another series continuing after Super that takes place after the new Dragon Ball Super movie that's coming out. And he says that it's like currently in production in Japan. Polo says Z's going good. That's good to hear, Polo. I not too long ago watched Kai for the first time. And Kai was pretty good. I think I watched Kai 1 or 2 years ago, something like that. But it was my first time seeing a lot of Z for the first time. I keep saying first time. But when I was a kid, my mom only owned like very few Dragon Ball things, period. We had Dragon Ball Z Dead Zone, the movie. We had both Cooler movies. And then we had a VHS tape that was of the, not the Undead tournament. I can't remember what it was called, but it's the tournament where Goku is fighting Pikkon. And it shows off like Goku training before the tournament and like a few of the fights that take place. And it also shows off Gohan and what he's doing there during that time. Also, how far are you in Z? I just realized as I'm discussing things that happen in Z, I don't want to spoil things that are happening. You're actively watching Z. So I don't want to talk about something that you like have yet to see. And then other than that, my mom had one VHS tape from Dragon Ball GT, and it was of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So that was like the whole selling point for that DVD, is that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's in it. Polo said, it's okay. I pretty much know it all by now. Yeah, it's really hard to avoid learning a lot about Dragon Ball when following Dragon Ball YouTubers. I follow Rhyme Style. I think I might follow Nanogenics, but I don't watch a lot of Nanogenics stuff. I think I'm just subscribed to him. But he's not like my favorite Dragon Ball YouTuber. No offense to him. I follow Geekdom 101, Unreal Entertainment, Laughing Stock Media. Laughing Stock Media actually is one of my favorites. MGX TV, Dragon Ball Nation, who doesn't upload anymore. And who else do I follow who's like a Dragon Ball YouTuber? I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. I feel like I'm leaving out someone I really like. Oh, Reel to Reel Productions. I really like his content. Masako X, who I don't really watch that much. I'm actually not a big fan of Masako X. I occasionally will tune in to one of his videos. But I follow a good number of Dragon Ball YouTubers. I really like keeping up with the news in the community. If I was to actually, I spelled Ventra's name wrong. I've spelled Ventra's name so many times recently. It's crazy to think that I would get his name wrong now. Also, it doesn't seem like I'm gonna have time to be able to do the duels. I only have like 9 minutes left before 9 p.m. And like I said, 9 p.m. is more or less a cutoff time for me because I have to start getting ready for bed at 9. So it looks like I'll have enough time to and hopefully make a deck so that next time we'll be able to play. Nerd Tinker said, hey, you having fun there? Yeah, I'm having fun. Sadly, I didn't save a card art, which is the only reason why this is taking so long. I didn't save a card art, and my computer's running really slow because I have so many tabs open, and one of the tabs is streaming. Right now, I need Ventra's like normal card art without borders, which I know I can get. Okay, here we go. So this is what we need. The Ventra card art. I feel really weird about how Google displays images and image searches now, it feels like Google has to do a lot more to pull the image on the sidebar than it did to just like fill the screen up with the image. I just think it's kind of gross. Not a fan. But here we go. Whoa, where's the poly image that I like just edited? No, no, is it really gone? This is what happened. Hold on. That's bull. That's like actually bull. Hey, there's poly. I was about to say. This is too much. Too much. Let's see. Polo said it got banned. Oh, what got banned? Ventra? Actually, yeah, that would be really weird. I know that Firewall Dragon got banned. There's a video on that I still need to watch by your boy DPYGO. If you guys don't watch DPYGO, but you're really into like the latest Yu-Gi-Oh news. Oh, he said the poly image got banned. Rip. Luckily, we just took it off the ban list in the custom series. Does custom have like shortening for it? I keep trying to crop this image, but instead of cropping it, it just lifts the bottom. Okay, we're good. Okay, too far. No, don't drag it. Okay, grab the cropper. Hey, cool. And now we just make it transparent. So we're gonna go to format options. So you guys actually did get to watch me make at least one of these cards. So this is the card art for Ventra Vizier Equipment Fusion. Oh, I see. I actually do have a little extra bit on the side. So let me crop the side of his card art really quick. Get it all inside the box. And there we go. So this is the Fusion spell card. Oh, I see I need to crop some off of the left side as well. Get it all to fit. And I need to crop some off of the poly card as well. Get it all to fit. Hey, there we go. And then I need to move it into the corner and shrink the other part. So this is what I intentionally made all the cards beforehand to avoid taking up a lot of the stream just like making cards. But this is Ventra Vizier Equipment Fusion. Now, if I wanted to make this card look spicy, I would make the polymerization effect in the background rainbow colored. I think that would actually look really dope. However, I have 4 minutes left to try and make a deck, and I haven't even uploaded this card art. And I feel like Dueling Book's going to be like, hi, you think you can just come back in? You got disconnected, boy. So we're about to see if we did get cucked by Dueling Book. Yo, we didn't. We didn't get cucked. Okay, let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Hopefully we can do it in 4 minutes. Also, I apologize to your boy Kels. I apologize to Ryan. I apologize to Nerd Tanker. I know you all have been waiting to duel, but I just don't have enough time. There's no way. There's no way. If when you made all your cards and also just turn them into a deck for you, if it like noticed they had similar names, then maybe I'd almost be ready. But that's just not how it works. So now we're gonna exit here. We're gonna go into the deck builder. We have 3 minutes. We're gonna throw all the Ventra cards together. I have to figure out which ones I want to run and which ones that I can only run like some of. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Let's see. So let's go into deck constructor. And then we gotta go to new deck. Kel says, it's cool, man. You got to do what you got to do. Whoop. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to do some more dueling book. Let's see. So I almost just typed in dueling book. So this is going to be Vintra Vizier 1. Okay, and then we're going to set this as default, even though we haven't put anything in it. So next up, we're going to grab Vintra. Did I spell Vintra wrong? Let's see. Where's he at? VENTDRA. Okay. So we're going to run 3 copies of Vintra, 3 copies of Empowerment, 3 copies of Psychic Blade is going to go in this deck, as well as 3 copies of Assault Armor. Considering those are the combo pieces. The idea is you discard, well, first you play Empowerment, then you discard 1 card from your hand in order to empower summon Vintra directly from your deck to the field. Then you equip Assault Armor to Vintra. Then you unequip Assault Armor by its own effect, allowing Vintra to attack twice in the same turn. Then you equip Psychic Blade to Vintra, spend 2,000 life points, increasing Vintra's attack to 4,000. Vintra naturally can attack directly, attack your opponent directly twice for 4,000 damage each. Technically like 4,300 because Empowerment gives him a small boost. So you hit your opponent for a total of 8,600 attack for game. This is stuff that you can all do in the game right now without using any of the custom cards I made. The custom cards exist in order to help make this happen. They exist as like combo pieces. So next up we got Vintra. So here are all the Vintra cards. First we're going to put these cards in the extra deck because I really like these extra deck monsters. I'm probably never going to play the ones that aren't Assault Armor, Psychic Bladesman, Vintra. Assault Armor Vintra is cool. It's just Vintra wearing Assault Armor. But I feel like he's not as cool without his Psychic Blade. Kel said, hopefully my Voidbot deck will be ready in time for us to duel. Well, hopefully so. Keep in mind, I won't be able to get like back on to do Dueling Book until like sometime tomorrow anyways. Because of the fact that I have 8 hours of class every day from 8:30 until 4:30. So it's just a lot. It just takes forever. Hopefully I'll be able to do the stream a little bit earlier than I did tonight. Tonight's stream was only late because I had to do laundry. And normally I do laundry at my friend's, but most of my friends that I do laundry with are out of town. So it's just not a thing. Okay, so before I put in Psychic Bladesmith, Scout is definitely getting in this deck. Scout's like the best card. Scout's like add any combo piece to your hand, regardless of anything else. Ha, got him. Terraformer is pretty generically good. If you do not control a face-up Vintra, the Empowered Warrior, and have at least 1 card in your hand, you can get Empowerment. It's just a really good searcher for Empowerment. Let's see. Defender should definitely go in the deck. Well, before I add Defender, I need to add like Searchers specifically. That one guy, Kel, said, by the way, you usually stream at what time? So the normal stream schedule is thrown off because of the fact that I have these 8-hour classes. So the normal schedule is I normally do a 9 a.m. stream that's like, hey guys, we're doing a fan poll. Vote for you guys one in the comment section below, and whatever gets the most votes by 1 p.m. is what we will do on the channel at 1 p.m. Then at 1 p.m. we do a results video, and it's like, hey guys, you guys voted in the fan poll videos comment section. Now we're gonna go over the comment section and see what everyone voted for, and whatever gets the most votes is what we'll stream. Then I go through the comments and we see what got the most votes, and then immediately after the fan poll results video, we normally then do a video that's what everyone voted for. So the normal stream times are really 1 p.m. The 9 a.m. stream exists solely for you to be able to vote. So that's what that's all about. I lost my train of thought. I completely lost my train of thought. So the main, oh yeah, so because I have the 8-hour classes, that's where I was going. So I did a video a few days ago that was like, hey guys, no fan polls this week. It's because Monday through Thursday of this week, which is normally when we do the fan polls, I have my 8-hour classes. So I get out of class around like 4:30 p.m. So once I get back from class, hopefully I can jump straight in and start doing the streams. At least that's what I hope for. Fingers crossed on that. Let's see. There's Scout. There's Grenader. Bladesmith. Let's see. We're going to throw in Bladesmith. So this deck is mainly just going to be full of the Vindra Vizier cards. The biggest issue is at any point you can cuck yourself by just having too many Vizier cards and none of the actual combo pieces, which is a hard rip. And all the Vizier cards are like dependent on you having like some of the real combo pieces. So it can suck. So we'll see how this goes. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna throw in Rewind. I'm not sure if you need 3 copies of Rewind or 3 copies of Psychic Healer. Both are really conditional. Both are like, oh man, this is something that can happen to cuck me. But that doesn't mean that it will happen. So it doesn't mean that you have to run all of them. I think Vizier Terraformer is actually just really good. There's no issue with that. This is if you control him, you just get it. These two are a little too conditional to run 3 of. Psychic Healer and Rewind. They're good, but they're not that good. Defender is fine to run 3 of. It's your card destruction card. That's like a part of the archetype. So yeah, that's pretty good. And then we gotta put in Grenader. Grenader, some of the best artwork I've made for the whole archetype. The grenades are so round. It just gives a nice effect. Really like Grenader. So this seems okay. I feel like it could definitely have some hand clout issues if things don't go as planned. I also need to add Draga knocks you the fuck out and Draga these nuts across your face to the deck. They're the 2 Empowered Warrior support cards that I really vibe with. Also, I need the Fusion spell card. I don't know why I haven't added that to the deck yet. So there's the Fusion spell card. And then Dark Hole is another one of the conditional ones. I'm going to run 1. There's no reason to run more than 1 of him. Did I somehow already have it all in alphabetical order? Yeah, it recorrected. I was like, there's no way I accidentally could have had it in alphabetical order. Too many factors. So then I can add 2 Dragon knocks you the fuck out and 2 Dragonies nuts across your face to the deck. So I'll do that now. So let's see. So these are non-custom cards that we're going to search. So we're going to search, first we're going to search Dragon knocks you the fuck out. And we're going to have 2 Dragonoxes in the deck. So here's Dragon knocks you the fuck out. And then next, we're going to add Dragonies nuts across your face. I feel like they named them that on purpose. There's both of the names work a little too well to make jokes for them to be not intentional jokes. So this deck might brick. It might. It has the biggest issue of having only 7 monsters in it and a 40-card deck. Rough. Let's get a randomized shuffle real quick. See if we can get a combo off. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I normally like to go second, so let's say 6. So with these 6 cards in hand, I feel like we can definitely just nut on them. Like we can just win. So play Empowerment to the field. We got 2 of the equip fusions. So discard 1 of the equip fusions. Empowered summon Empowered Warrior Ventra directly from your deck. So Empowered Warrior Ventra is on the field. Play Ventra Vizier Scout. Add Psychic Blade from your deck to your hand. You already have Assault Armor in your hand. Equip Assault Armor to Empowered Warrior Ventra. You have Psychic Blade in your hand thanks to Scout. Equip Psychic Blade directly to your Empowered Warrior Ventra. Use Assault Armor's effect to get rid of itself, but allow your Ventra to attack twice during your battle phase. Enter your battle phase. Use Ventra's effect to... Oh, when you equip Psychic Blade, by the way, you have to pay 2,000 life points to boost Ventra's attack to 4,000. I almost skipped that step. Then attack your opponent directly twice for 4,300, so a total of 8,600 for game. So that was our first randomization of the deck, and drawing those 6 cards, we automatically have the win con. Even if you went first and you didn't get Scout in your hand, you got Ventra Vizier Psychic Bladesmith. If you control a face-up Ventra the Empowered Warrior and have over 2,000 life points, you can add 1 Psychic Blade equipped spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Because you'd be going first turn, you'd already have Psychic Blade. You'd already have 2,000 or more life points to begin with. So you would be able to use that once you got Empowered Warrior Ventra in your hand, not in your hand, on your field, which you would get as described earlier. So even with those first 5 cards, 2 of them being repeats, you actually would already have enough to do like the full combo. A matter of fact, we could have done that combo differently. Dozer said, "Are you making me a card?" I could make you a card at some point. I actually am about to end the stream because of my 8-hour winter classes that are this week, Monday through Thursday. I actually don't have time to stream much longer than 9 p.m. Each day of this week. After this week, we'll be going to normal streaming schedule. So we'll be back to having the normal fan polls next week. This week is just a little weird. But we could have done this completely differently because we were given 2 Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion cards. So if we had used Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion instead of equipping everything to Ventra, we could have done the play like this. Play Empowerment to the field, discard Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion in order to Empowered Summon Ventra the Empowered Warrior directly from your deck to the field. Yo, the Butterscotch King, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Then Empowered Warrior Ventra, when special summon to the field, Empowered Summon to the field. You would then play Ventra Vizier Psychic Bladesmith. When you play Ventra Vizier Psychic Bladesmith, it would allow you to add Psychic Blade from your deck to your hand. Then, because you have Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion, because you had 2 in your first hand, you could then use the Assault Armor in your hand and the Psychic Blade in your hand, as well as the Ventra on your field. Play Ventra Vizier Equip Fusion to then special summon the boy, Assault Armor Psychic Bladesman Ventra. And then he would have 4,000 attack, 2,800 defense. You'd have to pay 2,000 life points when you special summon to the field, but then he could attack your opponent twice during your battle phase, each time for 4,300, so a total of 8,600. It's pretty much the same strat, but you summon a badass boss monster out of it. So that's whatever. Then JV Dunn said, aka Dozer said, "No thanks, Butterscotch. Only eat once a day." That's an ongoing meme because I only eat once a day in real life. Let's see. Kel said, I kind of like the weird schedule. I'm usually still in school when you're streaming. Understandable. Butterscotch King said, why would I want you to eat me? Fair enough. Well, so that has been Vintra Vizier. Let me save the deck as it currently is. Well, let me get it back in alphabetical order. That just happened to be a really good example of what the deck is capable of on that randomization. I feel like we lucked out. I feel like it's not too hard to brick with this deck, but this deck is made to get that specific combo to go, so I'm glad that we got the combo to work. Gamer Spirit said, can we see a gameplay with the deck? I would love to do a gameplay with the deck. There are 3 different people who have waited as long as the stream has been going to play against me, but sadly we've passed 9 p.m. Due to the fact that I have 8-hour classes this week. So I have class that goes from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday this week. Not only is the normal streaming schedule thrown off, but I have to stop streaming around 9 p.m. and we've already gone 13 minutes over 9 p.m. So I need to start exercising, showering. I got to eat my 1 meal for tomorrow, oddly enough, because normally I'd wait until midnight, but I'm not going to be up that late. So I got to do all that stuff like as soon as the stream ends. So I got to more or less end the stream now. Don't worry, plenty of people want to face me and see how this deck works. So I'm sure that if I stream tomorrow, that those same people will be available in order to duel. So that should be pretty hype. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed already, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ding, 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 ring that notification bell so we get notified whenever we do these live streams. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button. Favorite, comment, subscribe, and thank you once again for tuning in. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, logging out. Peace. Gamer Spirit said, don't worry, over here it's 10 a.m. Oh man, it's interesting to see like what the time zone is for everybody. But yeah, thank you all once again for tuning in, and just make sure that you tune in again tomorrow if you want to see this deck in action. I'll use it against your boy Nerd Tanker if he's free, your boy Ryan since he called first game, your boy Kel since he called third game. So there's plenty of dueling action coming soon to a YouTube near you, so just stay tuned for more content. Again, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only. Thank you all once again for watching. Logging out. Peace.